Yediyurappa represents a new phenomenon, a big problem for central parties who have their regional satraps in command in different states, and whether it is the Congress or the BJP, the problem is more or less the same with the growing power of certain states. In the case specifically of Yediyurappa, if we recall the last Karnataka election, Yediyurappa was the giant killer. They killed the Congress there. He was anointed as the new chief minister. He was the man with all the power. But within a space of about 3 to 4 years, it just typifies how everything crumbled. And it crumbled because of the fact of a lot of corruption allegations. Now, the reason they are unable to control Yediyurappa is that Yediyurappa in his own space is way too powerful. He has a lot of support, political support. His support base is excellent, and despite anything that he may have done, which is sub judice and is in the courts, he remains a very powerful entity, and the people here are unable to control him. The 9 ministers are supposed to have resigned, but their resignation technically has not been accepted so far by the BJP leadership, and specifically by BJP State President Ishwarappa. And they have not accepted that because it will then apply tremendous pressure on Sadanand Gowda, the current Chief Minister. Their problem with Sadanand Gowda is that they feel that Sadanand Gowda is under the direct influence of H.D. Deve Gowda. And that is a massive problem that they have. One of them, the BJP, one of the PWD ministers who's also submitted his resignation, his problem was that he said that there was loss of trust. There was a trust deficit. And the trust deficit is reflected in the fact that he says that as PWD minister, he was never consulted on the Shirdi Ghat Road project by the Chief Minister, and it's a very important project. So it just shows that the Chief Minister has no faith in this block of 9 ministers, and vice versa, and behind is the king puppeteer Yediyurappa, who wants to shake up Sadanand Gowda. Sadanand Gowda is a classic example of a seasoned politician who was propped up by Yediyurappa. Yediyurappa is the kingmaker. He was the chief minister. He was all in all in Karnataka BJP politics. So when Sadanand Gowda was made the chief minister by Yediyurappa, that umbilical cord, at least Yediyurappa hoped, would remain intact. Yediyurappa also hoped that Sadanand Gowda would take a lot of cues from Yediyurappa, which is probably not happening. Sadanand Gowda would want to believe that he is not a rubber stamp. He would want to believe and prove the fact that he is his own man, he is his own chief minister, he has his own group of people who are loyal to him, and he would not want to be seen as just a shadow of Yediyurappa. So hence the conflict. Immediately, Narendra Modi's example would be pretty much critical because and would be relevant here because because it is a similar situation. You had a Yediyurappa in Karnataka, you have Narendra Modi in Gujarat, both BJP. The BJP Central Command is trying very hard to show that they have a certain control or cohesion over these states, but that is not the case at all. So if Yediyurappa is going berserk here, Narendra Modi in his own quiet way has shown that he is his own man, that he on his own will decide which state he goes to campaign. He is already in his own mind the next Prime Minister of India. He would want to be projected like that. And it's creating a lot of problems for the BJP. They are unable to control them sitting here in Delhi. Someone like an Arun Jaitley, Sushma Swaraj, no disrespect to them, but all these people, even an Advani, they have no longer that kind of control over a Narendra Modi or even a Yediyurappa in the short run.